everyone. My name is Stephanie Ross-Russell. I teach Movement for Living Well, and this is about a 30-minute yoga practice I'm sharing with you. I hope you enjoy. For the practice, if you have a bolster, that would be great, but if not, don't worry, you can use a rolled-up blanket. A brick might come in handy, and also if you have a strap, that would be good. You can also do this without a strap, and I'll let you know at the time how to do it. But if you do have a strap, it would be good if you could set it up about shoulder wide, more or less, so that when you put your arms through it, it's about shoulder wide, comfortable though, okay? So, with your props to one side, we're going to start in Siddhasana. So if you just bring one heel to midline, so sitting either on your bolster or onto a blanket, and then you bring your other leg in front. It can be helpful to take the shin and the foot to help you rotate. It's as if you're trying to rotate the shins down onto the ground. Your heels line up in your midline more or less. And the idea of having the bolster or the blanket is to just help tip your seat forward a little bit more so you can find your vertical spine. Just take a moment to settle in. To root down through the pelvis. And to sit up nice and tall in a way that is both strong and soft. Start to really slow down now. Bring yourself to this moment. And find the quiet inside. Slowly reopen your eyes, and we're going to start with a side stretch. Bring your right hand to the ground and stretch over to your right side. The right hand supports you, but it also helps you keep your left hip down so that you can stretch away from it. Take a deep breath in, and as you exhale, rotate your chest to face your right thigh, reaching the left fingertips to the ground beyond your right knee. Take a deep breath in there. As you exhale, come back to the side stretch. And bring your arm back up, bring yourself back up, and go straight over to the other side. Your left hand supports you. It also helps root your right hip down so that you can stretch away from it. Turn your gaze up to the top arm. And take a deep breath in to the right lung. As you exhale, rotate your chest to face your left thigh, reaching your fingertips to the ground beyond your left knee. So you're going to get a big stretch across the back, right side of the back. Come back to your center, inhale, so turning to the sides when I meant, and then as you exhale, come up to center. Interlace your hands. Pavritasana, you're going to press the hands away, but also at the same time move the chest back so that you stretch across your shoulder blades. Just release your head down. Take a deep breath in here. And as you exhale, release, extend your arms out and bring your arms down. You're going to roll over your feet into downward facing dog. Just step over your bolster or over your blanket, Adho Mukha Svanasana, down dog. So rooting through the fingertips, light wrists, forearms lifted, shoulders wide, your armpits nice and buoyant. Finding the length of your spine. If your calves are feeling tight, you can walk through the feet a few times. Okay, and now you're going to walk your hands back, 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 driving your heels to the mat. Okay, so at this point, you can step just behind your bolster or your blanket. Strap comes in handy at this point, so have it close. But first of all, Uttanasana. Spreading through the feet and just folding over the legs. Have your hands either on the bolster or onto the ground, so that you can slightly lean into the hands and make sure that your pelvis is over the ankles. Take a deep breath in here and exhale. So bring your hands to your hips, soften the knees and roll yourself up to stand. So the strap now, put it through the arms from behind you and just above the elbow fold, the elbow crease. So we're going to go back into Uttanasana, but taking the arms overhead. First of all, bend your knees. Your arms are pinned to your side, roll the shoulders back. So if you don't have a strap, easily you can interlace the hands and just reach your arms back like so. Okay? So from here, rolling the shoulder heads back, the spine is long, make sure you're holding the abdominal organs in, take a breath. And as you exhale, tip forward and over and take your arms overhead. Slow, steady breaths. Deep inhale and exhale. Allowing gravity to play on the arms so that the arms release down, stretching open the shoulders, stretching open the back. Bend your knees back to this variation of Utkatasana with your arms at your side, opening up the chest, take a breath, and exhale, root down through the feet and come up to stand. Okay, so dropping the strap over to one side, come back into downward facing dog. So your shoulders should feel quite different now in down dog. Bring your feet together, raise the heels up. Take your right leg high as you inhale and step it between your hands as you exhale. Come onto your fingertips. So you've gone over your blanket or bolster and then you're going to use that prop for your back knee. So settle the back knee down onto the bolster and bring yourself up. Take a deep breath in and as you exhale we're going into a low lunge. So we're definitely trying to open up through the hips, especially the front of the left hip, while keeping your spine nice and long, nice and lifted. Okay? Option to take the back foot here if you want to add a thigh stretch. So make sure you're stable and bring the heel in towards the buttocks. Stretching the thigh and now actually press the foot into the hand away from the buttocks. Gently release and come into downward facing dog, stepping over the bolster. Other side, left leg high, inhale, step over, and bring the back knee down onto the bolster, make your way up, and then lunge forward. A couple of breaths here, just beginning to open up the hips in this direction. And again, if you want to take the back foot and add a thigh stretch to this, do so, otherwise stay as you are. If you did catch the foot, you can press the foot into the hand. Then gently release and step over the bolster into downward facing dog. Again, walk your hands back, 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 and come up to stand. So again, we're going into Uttanasana with your strap or interlacing your hands. So this time I'll do it without the strap, but those of you who'd like to use it again, do so. Interlace your hands, take a breath in, and as you exhale, go over. Uttanasana, taking the arms overhead. Just a couple of breaths here. Inhale, and exhale. And again, in and out. Release the hands down, come into downward facing dog. And now just a little bit of fun, just to wake up the body a little bit, we'll jump over the bolster. So, raise the heels, bend the knees, seats back, you're going to spring over your bolster, up and over, and up and back. Up and over, up and back. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Forward, Uttanasana again, just breathe. Release. Bring your hands to your hips, soften the knees, root through the feet, and come up to stand. So you can put the bolster now to one side and come down onto hands and knees. So we're going to start with a sequence on the right and the left side. So from hands and knees, bring your forearms to the mat. Elbows shoulder wide, forearms parallel to one another. The knees together, knees under the hips, and make sure you're engaging your abdominal core so you're not hanging off the spine, okay? So from this position, slide your right leg back along the mat. You just move forward a little bit so I'm fully on my mat. So slide the right leg along the mat and lift the right leg up, up, up as high as you can, but holding from your center. Now stack your right hip over your left hip. Straighten your right arm. Keep the hand into the ground for the moment. You're rotating to your right side. And now option, if you're balanced, bring your hand to your hip and balance. Another option, bend that right knee, the knee's pointing straight back behind you, and catch the foot. If you've caught the foot presses into the hand. Take a breath here. And as you exhale, just release and come down. Second side, slide the left leg along the mat. Lift it up, your hips are square for the moment. Then stack your left hip over your right hip. Straighten your left arm. Turning to the left. Bring your hand to your hip. An option if you want to bend that back knee. But make sure the knee's pointing way back behind you. Pressing the foot into the hand. Finding your balance. And then gently release down. And from here come into downward facing dog. Take your right leg high as you inhale. Step it halfway along your mat and wide. Exhale. Come into a simple twist on the right. So lift your right arm and twist to the right. Inhale. And as you exhale, just come back down and into downward dog. Left side, left leg high. Step it halfway across. Simple twist to the left. Inhale. And come back. Exhale. Right leg high. Inhale. Adding on. Step it halfway along. Twisting to the right, and swivel into a supported side plank, Shiva twist. From here, remember to keep the back foot nice and steady, the ankle shouldn't be collapsed into the ground. Dip the hips down. Inhale, lift them up and sweep the arm all the way over, and we're coming into Skandasana. You're going to walk the hands to the back of your mat. So you've turned left, and you come into this Spider-Man lunge. Walk through the hands to the other side. This is just opening up the hips. One more time to the back. And then all the way to the front. Come into downward facing dog. So left leg high. Inhale. Exhale. Left foot halfway along your mat. Simple twist to the left. Inhale. And as you exhale, swiveling on your right foot, come into supported side plank. Shiva twist. Dip your hips down, exhale. Inhale, lift them up, up, up. And that left hand sweeps over. You walk your hands to the back of your mat. Skandasana. And then all the way to the front of your mat. So you're on the heels. In this case, your right toes are lifted up. You're on the heel of the right foot. And then again to the back. So you're resting on the heel of the left foot. And then come to the front of the mat. Downward facing dog. Next sequence. Take the right leg high, inhale. Step it between your hands as you exhale. Ground the back foot, come into warrior two. Cartwheel the arms and come up, find warrior two. You're going to let your left hand come back, pull it across if you need to, hook on to the hip, and then pull that hip back into triangle pose. Rotate the left shoulder over the right and extend the left arm up. Half moon is next, so bring your hand down, bring your gaze down, shift forward, and if you need to, grab your break ready for half moon, Ardha Viirasana. Again, here you have the option to catch your foot. So bending the back knee, taking the foot into the hand, and the foot presses into the hand. Take a breath, and as you exhale, gently release and come into downward facing dog. Second side, left leg goes high, inhale. Step it between your hands, come into warrior two. Your right hand sweeps back, pulls the hip back into triangle pose, Trikonasana. Extending the right arm up. Take a deep breath in, get ready for half moon. Bring your right hand down, bring your gaze down, shift your weight forward onto that left foot, half moon, Ardha Viirasana. Stacking the right hip over the left hip, stacking the right shoulder over the left shoulder, extending the right arm up. And stay where you are, or option to take the back foot. Bending the knee, catching the foot, pressing the foot into the hand. Take a deep breath. Whoa. And then come down slowly into downward facing dog. From here, let's ripple into plank. Inhale. Chaturanga, exhale. Upward facing dog. Inhale. And downward facing dog as you exhale. Root through the fingertips. Lengthen back through the hips, through the thighs. Deep breath in. And fully exhale. Okay, raise the heels up. Come down onto your knees. And sit in Vajrasana, take a moment. So, we're going to just very briefly put that together, okay? Going one side and then the other side, okay? And then we're going to come to the ground. So, onto your forearms and knees. Whole thing from the top. Slide your right leg back. Lift it off the mat. Stack the right hip over the left hip. Straighten the arm. Bring the right hand to the hip. Option to take your foot. Pressing the foot into the hand, take a breath, and as you exhale, come into downward facing dog. Take your right leg high as you inhale. Step it halfway across the mat as you exhale, wide. Take a simple twist to the right, inhale, and swivel into supported side plank. Exhale, dip your hips down. Inhale, lift them up and sweep the arm over into Skandasana, Spider-Man. Exhale. Inhale, Spider-Man. Exhale. Turn and face the front of the mat and come into downward facing dog. Left leg high. Step it halfway across. No, not your left leg, sorry. Start again. Right leg high. Bring it to the front of the mat because we're doing the warrior two sequence now. Come onto your fingertips and ground the back foot. Come up for warrior two. Viirasana 2. Take the left hand behind your back, catch the hip, pull yourself into Trikonasana. Triangle pose. So just flowing all these movements together. Get a sense of steadiness, but at the same time, lots of ease in the body. Not holding anything too long. Bring your hand to your hip, bring your gaze down, shift into half moon. So you can use your grip there if you need to for the hand. So stay in half moon, Ardha Chandrasana, or option to catch your foot. Just take a breath there, have a moment, and as you exhale, come into downward facing. Ripple into plank, inhale. Chaturanga, exhale. Cobra this time. Inhale. And as you exhale, downward facing dog. Come down onto your knees, second side. Flow, flow, flow. So, left leg slides back. Left leg lifts up. Stack the left hip over the right hip. Turning to face the left side, find your balance, bring your left hand to your hip, or extend it up if you want to take the foot, option to do so. Rooting through the forearm, rooting through the shin and the foot. Gently release, come into downward facing dog. Left leg high as you inhale. Step it halfway along as you exhale. Simple twist to the left. Inhale, and into supported side plank as you exhale, swiveling on the feet. Dip your hips down, exhale, inhale, up and over, and into Spider-Man, Skandasana, to the back of the mat. Breathe in, come to the front of the mat. Turn and face the front of the mat, downward facing dog. Warrior two sequence, the left leg goes high, inhale, step it between the hands, exhale, ground the back foot, and cartwheel the arms to come up. Viirasana 2, warrior. Let the right arm come back behind you, catch your hip and pull you into Trikonasana. Rotate your right shoulder over the left and extend the right arm up. Okay, into half moon, right hand to hip. Bring your gaze down, shift forward, and come into half moon. Again, staying where you are, or option to take the foot. One more breath there. And as you exhale, slowly descend into downward facing dog. From dog, ripple into plank. Chaturanga, exhale. Cobra again, come all the way down. Inhale, cobra. Big breaths. Exhale, downward facing. Deep breath in. And exhale. Okay, so just a quick balance now. Bend the knees, pop to the front of the mat. Utkatasana, chair pose. Sit deep in your chair, weight into the heels, and then exhale, stand tall. Bring your hands to your heart. Take a breath in. As you exhale, you're going to cross your right ankle over your left knee and squat down. Bring your right hand to the outside of the foot, bring your left hand to your hip. Root through the standing foot and come up to stand. Just holding the foot or option to take the leg out to the side. Take a breath here. And as you exhale, release your leg around to the front, hands in prayer. Your leg just out in front of you, stand tall. Take a breath. As you exhale, sweep your leg back, bending your left knee, reaching your leg back, back, back as you bend deeper, 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 deeper until your hands come to the ground and you're in downward facing. Take a deep breath in Raise the heels, bend the knees, hop forward between your hands. Utkatasana, bend the knees, sit deeply. Take a breath, and exhale, stand tall, hands at your heart. Second side, take a breath in. As you exhale, cross the left ankle over the right knee. Back to this cross-legged Utkatasana. Now left hand takes the outside of the foot, right hand to the hip, and stand up. Just standing and holding the foot. You can always hold your knee here. Alternatively, you can extend the leg out. You can also reach the right arm out in opposition, counterbalancing this pose. Take a breath. Exhale, releasing your leg to the front of the body. Hands at your heart, take a breath. And as you exhale, sweep that leg back, long, 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 bending the right knee, low lunge, getting closer to the ground, till your hands meet the ground and you come into down dog. So either stay in down dog, rest in child's, or ripple into plank. Inhale, chaturanga, exhale, upward facing dog. Inhale, big breath, and downward facing dog. Exhale. Root through the hands, press back the hips and the thighs. Deep breath in. And as you exhale, low asana. Raise the heels, bend the knees, and as you exhale, you're going to spring forward, cross your ankles, and sit. Okay, nearly at the end. Very brief. Use your bolster or your rolled up blanket. Sit onto the end of it with your legs out in front. So we're doing Ardha Supta Viirasana. Tip to the left, bend the right knee back, just roll the calf out of the way. And scoot right to the very front of your bolster or to your blanket. Okay? Bend your left knee, and with your hands, slowly lay back. So that might not be accessible for all of you, and if it's not, then just sit like this, practicing this stretch to the thigh, okay? Or leaning back a little bit. You don't have to go all the way back. Take a moment to try and level out the hips as much as you possibly can. Your right knee might come off the ground. This is natural. Just see if you can let the thigh drop. If the knee's coming up excessively, you probably shouldn't be lying back quite as far. Let's just take a breath here. And exhale. One more deep breath in. And exhale. Use your hands against the ground to lift yourself up. Tip to, so stretch out your left leg, tip to the left, and gently release that right leg out from behind you. And a little shake, other side. Tip to the right, fold the left leg back, scoot right to the very edge of your bolster or blanket, right knee bent, foot on the ground, and then lay back. Or just prop yourself back onto your hands. Couple of breaths here. If you want to spend a little bit more time here, hit the pause button and stay. Last breath. Use your hands. Press your way back up. Stretch your right leg out. Tip to the right and release that. Just a very simple twist to finish. Sit up tall. Bend your right knee. Pull the heel in towards the sit bone. Lift your spine. Right arm up and around and back onto your bolster or to your blanket. Left arm up, twist further around and rotate. From the pit of your belly, drawing back away from the right thigh. The arms support support you. They don't wrench you around, so you're finding that internal spiral. One more breath. Make sure you're keeping your inner left heel present on the ground there. Okay, bring your eyes back to center, bring yourself back to center, and release that leg out. Sit up tall. Fold the left leg in now, bring the heel in towards that sit bone. Sit up tall, left arm up, twist around to the left, right arm up, twist further across. So you can hook the elbow across, or you can just wrap the arm across. Whatever's most accessible as you rotate to your left. Drawing the pit of the belly away from your left thigh. Turning, turning, turning. Inner right heel present on the ground. Take another deep breath here. And exhale. Last breath. Bring your eyes back, bring yourself back, stretch out the legs. Great, well done. So, going to prepare for Shavasana. Just get your props out of the way. If you do have a bolster, it can be quite nice to lay over your thighs in Shavasana. If not, don't worry, just lie flat, make sure you're covered, comfortable, warm, maybe eye pillow for your eyes. Set an alarm, 5 minutes would be great, minimum. If you've got 5 minutes, take it. If you want longer, take 10, 15. So, thanks for watching, thanks for joining me. Namaste to you. I'm going to lie back into Shavasana.